Make small talk. I am the shyest person in the world with the most fear of being in front of a group and the most fear of meeting new people ever. But you've seen me out in groups now, right? It's the thing I fear most. The first time when I was 18 years old, when I was being interviewed on TV, I literally swallowed my tongue. I couldn't talk. I just sat there. So I looked like what I was, a big dumb hockey player, right? So it's something you have to work at. So what are good opening lines? If we're at a networking event, what's a good opening line?
Just introducing yourself.
Sure. But to get somebody else to interact, what's a good opening line? You should know this. You should know this. You may just do it instinctively. What's a good opening line?
Introduce your name. Hi, my name is Brian.
Hi, my name's Brian. Hi, my name's Jerry. Your name is, and really listen to it. Okay? Then the next thing you say is, tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself. And when you say, I'm not going to tell you how big and hot I am, I'm going to say, I want to know everything there is to know about you. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about you, your family, your interests. I know you're a runner now. I know you like Craftsman homes, right?
Sure.
I like that. I want to know more about people. I know you took your son to his first hockey game. Now he's a fan, right? That to me personalizes things and makes me want to be around those people. So what I learned many years ago from a guy who was one of my mentors, who's still one of my dear friends, I used to say everybody loved this guy and he was very successful in sales. He was one of my first mentors, and I used to say to my wife, why does everybody love Dennis? And she said, you know what, he looks you in the eye, you're the only person in the world at that moment, and he really cares about what you say.
He's listening.
He actually actively listens, okay? So in this society that we're in with, you know, Crackberries and iPhones and iPads, right? Actively listen when you're with people. Look them in the eye, let them know they're important, okay? So, best opening line, I don't believe in schmoozing, I believe in asking people about who they are, what they do, what their interests are, because I'm really interested. And if you let me talk to anyone, I bet if anyone in this restaurant right now, if I can have anyone in this restaurant for an hour, I can discover common ground with them within an hour, okay? I can discover somebody we know that's common. Like in our meeting the other day, the lady that he used to work with, that we knew, we discovered common ground and had a common language that we could talk about. So that's best opening line you could ever have is, tell me about yourself. And then shut up and listen. And then ask more, ask more, ask more. You've heard of second, third, and fourth degree questions. You ask the first one, then you go deeper, 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 and you really get the answer. Mind your manners. Being gracious, treating people with respect, acknowledging their contributions, and this will help you form a savvy networking relationship. So mind your manners. Be known in a positive manner, not as the loudest person in the room or the most rude. But also don't be the quietest, okay? Getting to the turnabout is fair play. Again, I like to, I met with a gentleman the other day. He'd asked me, he was an older gentleman, older than me, which is, you know, ancient. And he asked me for some help in business. And we had a very nice meeting. I really enjoyed him, and he was a great guy and a great person. And at the end of the meeting, he said, what can I do for you? And I said, absolutely nothing. I want nothing. Okay? Absolutely nothing. I'll help you any way I can. I don't want anything in return for helping. Okay? Follow-up is essential. So you've got to be known as reliable in your follow-up, meaning call the leads. Right? And do it every day. Remember the book I talked about, Keith Ferrazzi, Never Eat Lunch Alone? He's now got another book out called Who's Got Your Back? It's about corporate politics and developing your network, right? But he's kind of the modern day guy that's known as the networking guru. Yes, sir.
Just going back to the, that you don't want anything in return, and then
Nope.
the steak thing.
Yep.
You
I
don't
didn't
think-
want it.
No, I know, but you don't think that maybe could come off as kind of offensive going back to that person because they're generously giving you something?
Here's what I said. You've got to be gracious and receive.
Right.
But I said to them, that was one of the nicest things.
Okay.
But going forward in our relationship, I don't want anything like that again. So it was very gracious. It proved they were raised the right way, and they have good manners, and they have good things. So I was so happy with one bad experience this last month. I had 2 really good experiences, and that was nice. But I told them, here's what I said to them. If I'm helping you in build your business, I don't want you to invest in steaks or NHL.com gift cards. I want you to put it back in the business. You give it to somebody, employ somebody, hire another person. Not that you can for $150, but you see what I'm saying?
No, I got
I'd
you.
rather they reinvest every dollar, but that's why they will be successful, because they give back. But I didn't ask for it. So here's some traits now, and I want you to look at this and say, do I have it or do I not have it? It's okay to not have it. I know what I don't have. One is, do you look people in the eye and make them feel comfortable? Do you want to know why you and I connect well? Because you always look straight in the eye, you're engaged, you know how to communicate, okay? When you walked in here today, you came up and shared a personal story with me, which told me you were listening last time, right? And that meant a lot to me. It meant my time was of value, okay? And let me tell you about, the next thing is when you're talking to somebody, have you ever been in one of these networking events or a cocktail party or something where somebody is talking to you and they're looking over your shoulder, scanning the room for somebody more important? So, I think it was 2007 or 8. I was at the Inc. 5000 Awards, okay? One of the companies that I ran was in the running, right? And I was talking to a gentleman that's CEO of a large multinational firm who said he really wanted to meet me. And we were both from San Diego. And he was sitting talking to me and looking over my shoulder the whole time, scanning the crowd for somebody more important. He was asking questions and not listening. And I've met him 4 times, and each time I've met him, it's been, nice to meet you. What do you do? I've met this person 4 times now, okay? So, I'm not important to him in his life. Yeah, I'm not important to him. That, to me, he lacks leadership quality. I've never mentioned a name, I haven't mentioned a company, but to me, he lacks leadership qualities, and he lacks communication problems. And by the way, he has the same problems within his own organization.
Well, just like Ryan says, people that won't engage like that, well, no. Well,
Yeah.
that's
You
people that won't
know,
work with you.
he's thought of in the world as a big-time businessman, but I venture to say that will be his falling in this world, will be because he does not engage genuinely with people, okay? Stay in touch, especially when you don't need anything from anybody. So what I do, and I did it today, is I go through my list of contacts, and I actually divide it up into monthly and go out and say hi to people. And it may be, let's get a lunch on the calendar, let's get a breakfast on the calendar, let's get a coffee at Starbucks. And this guy does that every day too. He's got more breakfast, lunch, coffees than maybe even I have, right? So I would say, I know many of you have kind of split careers here, but I would say anytime you can do something for networking, like a coffee or something, it's not expensive. Starbucks is the new mingling place in the world.